Thank you for tuning in. So today what I'm going to be showing you is basically how to measure and cut your elastic if you're going to be using this for any bodice piece work that you'll be using. You can use this for any seamstress work, or if you're going to be using it for crochet, you can do that as well if you're familiar with my patterns. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to create this. So for start, this size that you're seeing here is just for a 32B bra size or a waistband size. What you're going to do is just going to measure with your bra size. So this was for a 32B. I'm going to show you how to measure for a 32B. So what you're going to need is some elastic. So here I am just pulling away some of the elastic that I might need. And we're going to take some measuring tape. And for a 32B, we're going to measure out 32 inches. So I'm going to take out the end here, go all the way to 32 inches. And we try not to stretch. So, all right, let's get a little bit more give than that. All right, so there we have it, 32 inches, and we're going to take away 2 inches. So what I like to do is, at least 4 to 5 inches, not 2 inches. So we're going to take away 4 to 5. So we're going to go to about approximately 27. And sometimes I like to make it smaller. So we're going to start with 27 inches. That way we give it some give. And we can go ahead and cut our elastic. All right, so after we cut our elastic, if you're okay with the size that you have here, you're going to go ahead and overlap them. Now, you have a few ways that you can secure this before you start working with it, either on a sewing machine, or if you're going to put it in like a regular upcycled piece or whatever your project may be. Or if you're going to use it for crochet, you want to make sure it lays as flat as possible so that it can pass through your machine. Or if you're working with a crochet, you can make sure that your stitches lay flat. So what you want to do, you're going to overlap it like this. So this is one of 3 ways I'm going to show you how it can be done. So I'm going to zoom in here, and this is the way that I prefer. All right, so the first way that you're going to do this is the way that I typically prefer. So I'll overlap it at least 1 to 2 inches, and then I'll go ahead and place it under my sewing machine here. Put the footer down. Let's get you in closer here. And then after doing so, what I like to do is go ahead and run 1 straight stitch. So make sure I hold my thread here. Oops, make sure it's on a medium straight stitch. That's what I like to use. So go ahead and with our medium straight stitch, we're going to go to the end, and then we're going to come back. I'm going to go over and reverse stitch, bring it all the way back to the beginning. All right, and then I like to reposition just a little bit if it moved around. Make sure we get at the very beginning, because now we're all the way at the end, and this time you're going to do a medium zigzag stitch. So we're going to go a few stitches forward and then a few stitches backward. It just kind of ties up our work, and then we're going to keep going straight down out through the machine. And when you get to the very end here, and run it over a little bit, and then you're going to do a reverse stitch, come back. All right. And there you have it. And you'll go ahead and snip your thread, and you'll have what I showed you earlier. So this is how I like to do my stitches here. So on there. And you may do more if you feel like you need more security, but by doing a straight stitch and coming back doing a zigzag stitch and making sure you're doing your tie off, you will be just fine. All right, so that's one way. Let me show you the other way. So if for any reason you do not have a sewing machine, or you do not want to utilize it that way, you can definitely just tie a knot, or you can hand sew it. So hand sew it, I do prefer a thin needle. Basically, I like to just thread it with the same color thread or of my elastic band. If you just have white, that's fine. You can use any color elastic band that you may have. You can use bright neon orange if you had it. There's just a better way that I have to hide it, which I'll have in another video. But you can use some thread. Just to prefer a very sharp regular seamstress needle, and you'll basically just go back and forth in those stitches. You don't have to go zigzag or as complex as the machine does. You can literally just do a straight stitch at the top and the bottom of the elastic, and it'll hold. You can also do a knot. So this is how I used to do it when I didn't have a machine. So I basically just tie a regular knot. It does not have to look pretty. Just make sure your elastic is laying flat all the way around. Just act like that's laying flat, but you get the gist. It'll be something like this. And then when you're finished, what I would recommend is you'll go ahead and place stitches or your work as such around the elastic. And whether you're doing seamstress work or crochet, I do recommend that you lay the knot at the bodice, especially if you're going to be working a bra cup into your work. I feel like this way it hides it better, especially if you put it at the center bust. It'll hide a lot better. And then also I recommend a fabric glue like such. So this is my favorite fabric glue to use right now. It is really, I'll say at times it's sometimes difficult to work with because it's super stringy if you're not quick with it. However, it does get the job done. It's fast drying, it's water resistant, UV resistant, and it does hold up in heat. But yes, it's the great stuff to use. And once you work it into your work, especially if you're doing crochet, you'll have your stitches somewhat worked up in there. Just take you a good dot of it. I'll say no more than a pea size amount, and it's not going anywhere. And then you just snip off these ends, and you can also put a pea size on those as well to make sure they don't go anywhere. But it'll hold up as long as you allow it. But yes, I hope this helped in the many ways that you're able to make your elastics. And if this did help you out, definitely give me a follow and put on a notification bell so you can see more of my work and helpful tips. Love and loops. Toodles.